As I see it, the first item on the agenda is approval of the agenda for today's meeting. Do I have a motion to approve?
I'll move approval.
I second.
Okay, it's approved.
There's
Then,
something. I think we have to do a roll call. I know it sounds silly, just because
All
we're
right.
on Zoom.
okay, those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, and aye. All right, so it's approved.
Great.
Okay, is the next item, review and approval of minutes for Monday, the last meeting, Monday, October 27th. Thank you. Have people had a chance to review those minutes?
Yes, and I'll move approval.
Okay,
I second.
okay, and I'll vote for approval as well. So we have approval on the minutes from Monday, October 7, 2024. All right. The number 4 item on the agenda is review new city board and commission training and resources.
That'll be me, Chair Stelzner.
Yeah, go ahead.
Just a short moment for the board. Another part of my position is I work on elections. I also work on boards and commissions here at the city. We have about 54 boards that are active. We have 72 total. That's in the charter and ordinance. In the last year, I created a training for all board members as well as all board staff. For this board, it's a suggestion. All of you have worked in law at some points or still are. So I don't think reviewing OMA or, any other sort of board business is required. But I did want to show you the website, what it looks like. And I will send this out as well after this meeting.
Okay.
So hopefully you can see this.
Oh, cool.
So this is our main page for boards and commissions. If you have folks that are interested in serving, we have 54 boards, like I said. I'm always looking for appointments and suggestions and applicants. We've added this new section here. So this is where somebody can apply under the what it means to serve, apply to serve. We have training resources, which is what I'll send you here shortly. And then we also have boards and commission members, staff, and resources. So I'm gonna click on the job aid. This is what I'll send you. It's a PDF. There's 2 links here. There's 2 links here. One for the overall boards. What is the role of the chairperson? What is the responsibility of staff? And then this last one is also just a review of OMA and ADA guidance from the city. And further on in this document, it's about 2 pages. This shows you if you have questions, can't log in. It is an external website outside of the city, but we have some context and some walkthroughs if you have any questions. Let me go back to the main page. So here, I also want to show you boards and commission member staff resources. I'll be setting this in a attachment, but we've created an extensive leadership guide. And so this gives you a full guidance of what the city is expecting. How can we support you as staff? But it is very helpful for you to just flip through. If you'd like a printed copy, I'm happy to print one out and mail it to you, or we can meet somewhere. But again, this is just everything that we're trying to make sure all of our boards are working on the same level, of the same playing field. And then below that, we also have Robert's rules. You should be sure you're experts at this, so it's not really needed. This may be something that you want to look through. Types of motions, requesting points, a nice little chart that shows you what each motion does or does not. And then these last two sections are primarily for me as staff. When I started on boards and commissions, I was looking at what other boards were doing, and it was extremely different than the boards that I was working on. And then I looked at boards that the mayor's office was working on, and they were all different. So we're hoping to create standardized templates, standardized, sort of checklists for offices and each staff. But I just wanted to share you a little bit of what we're working on. And like I said, I'll share this by email as well. I'll send you some links. I'll send you some PDF attachments. But
Okay.
that's the end of my presentation. Just wanted to share that.
Bob, any questions to Cristobal?
No, that looks terrific.
I think it looks good too, Cristobal.
Great.
Linda had to step out for a minute.
Okay.
Okay. Anything else on that item, Cristobal?
I think we can move forward.
Okay, so our next item is, where are we? The number 5, is it, Cristobal?
That's correct. Yes, sir.
Discuss and potentially take action on the resolution to adopt a 2025 meeting schedule. I think we all have that resolution, or the proposed resolution in front of us. I have a question, Cristobal. Let's see, it says under regular meeting on the first page, the committee will conduct regular monthly meetings during 2025. And then it doesn't have monthly meetings on the schedule. It has what makes it seems to me more sense in terms of what we have done, July 7, September 8, and December 1. Can you explain that to me, Cristobal?
Let me correct it. That's definitely a clerical error. Should be quarterly meetings. I think that's what we had discussed.
Okay, yeah. All right, that's. Okay. Mr. White, any questions, any comments on this matter?
No, I think that motion is the resolution is appropriate, and I'll move approval.
I guess I have to second that motion, and I will. And so, do we have a vote on that, Mr. White?
I vote aye.
And so do I. So I guess we have approval of the schedule, which provides for meetings on July 7, September 8, and December 1. And they will be at 1 o'clock rather than 11 o'clock, 11 a.m. They'll be at 1 p.m. That is a change from our previous schedule, I think, right, Cristobal?
Yes, Chair Stelzner, that's correct.
We're on the meeting schedule, Linda.
Okay.
Okay. You probably saw Ms. Vanzi came back in. All right. What's our next item then?
Chair Stelzner, the next item is public comment on the proposed rules. This will be very short. I did not receive any public comment. We usually receive it by email. And there is nobody in the waiting room. So I think at this point, there is no public comment.
Okay, I'm shocked and dismayed that there's.
I thought we
I'm
would
not.
have.
All right. So is this the board discussion? Number 7, have we just had it?
I believe it's still open. And Chair Stelzner, we do have some amendments as well to the proposed rules for the board to the committee to consider.
Where are they?
Let me share my screen. So these are amendments that was sort of pointed out from the administration, but I briefly spoke with Chair Stelzner about them, and I want to present them to the committee. And of course, it's ultimately your decision. On the first page of the rules, section 3B, striking this section here. Let me know if I need to zoom in more for you to see it.
Boy, where's 3B again? Are you on it?
So this is just the amendments. Let me see if I can give you a side-by-side.
Oh, I see 3B, okay.
So really, it's requiring the city council to be, a majority of the city council has to approve
That's-
seeking a determination as opposed to one person, which it's because it's unclear. Right, from
Yeah.
B1, okay.
Okay,
Yes, member. Yeah, member Vanzi. And this was actually a good catch from the administration. This now aligns it with the ordinance.
Yeah,
Earlier, the rules had just said city council, and after going back, the ordinance does require a majority vote of city council.
yeah,
That looks fine.
yep.
looks good to me. What kind of action do you need from us, Cristobal? Do you need an actual vote?
Matt, do you
It'll be on the
want
whole thing.
should we go through all of the amendments and then make
Oh,
a
okay,
final?
that's fine.
Or
Yeah, I think it makes more sense to address both of the amendments, and then the committee can decide whether there are further amendments they want to make to the proposed rules, and then have a vote on the totality. I mean, we could also do it individually. But I suspect that it might be easier just to do it as a bundle.
That's fine. Is that okay with you, Bob?
Yes, that's fine with me.
Makes sense. Okay. Judge Vanzi had to go out again.
Okay,
so
Okay.
the second amendment that is proposed before the board, section 3F deals with hearings, and it's actually missing a part that is required in the ordinance, which is subjecting the board to OMA. And so this amendment adds that language here to clarify that the committee is subject to OMA. But of course, just like any other adjudicatory board, can always go into closed session pursuant to OMA as well.
Makes sense.
So this is a new section that's being added.
Okay.
Yeah, I have no problem with that.
yeah, I think that comports with OMA. I know that sometime in the past 12 or 15 years, since 2010, the city has taken a different position on the charter provision that says all meetings shall be open. But I think I don't see any reason to do anything different than anybody else is doing.
So if I may, both of these amendments rehearse language that is already binding on the committee because it's coming from the ordinance.
Right.
Right,
And it's just a question, it's really a question of whether you want this binding language in the rules as well as in the ordinance, or whether the committee thinks that it's sufficient to have it in the ordinance only.
I think it's fine to have it here, just, it's always handy for this sort of thing.
I agree.
I agree.
Yep.
Both of us are agreeing here. What else, Cristobal?
That is my presentation for the committee.
Okay, so are we at number 8 now, final action on the proposed committee rules, or have you gotten that final action?
I have one question on the rules. On page 4, it is under section 3, under decision, I guess H. 4 and 5 are 4 and 5 duplicates? I can't. On page 4. Do you see what?
Yeah.
Section 4 is duties of the chairperson, and section 5 is city staff responsibilities.
But they 4 and 5 say the same thing to me.
Oh, not the version I have.
Mine says 4 says, the committee's ruling shall be delivered to the parties by email within 3 business
Oh.
days. Then 5 says the committee's ruling shall be delivered to the parties by email within 3 business days. It just seemed to me that just got repeated for,
Those look like the same thing. Does it apply to 2 different things, Christopher? Can you clarify that for us?
Chair Stelzner, no, I don't know why there's a duplication here. But this is an easy thing to strike out and correct, and we can add it to one of the amendments before the board takes a final action.
why don't we just add striking 5 to the other 2 amendments and then act on all 3 of them together?
Sounds good.
Okay.
You got that, Christopher?
Yes, sir. I made a note of it. Once post meeting, I can add it to the final document if that's okay.
Okay. Is that all right with the members?
Yep.
Bob,
Absolutely.
okay with you?
Yeah.
Good catch, Bob.
And then I was, we might just authorize the chair and the clerk or Cristobal, if there's any other kind of clerical things like that you see before final publication, we can authorize the chair just to fix those.
That's fine with me.
Yeah.
Judge Franzi?
Same.
Okay. So you got that, Christopher?
Yes, sir.
You and I'll work it out if we need to make any other clerical type changes like this one.
Okay.
So are we now at 8, final action, or have we taken our final action?
No, the final action. So I move that we adopt the
Yeah, the rules and
the
regulations.
rules and regulations with the 3 amendments as provided.
We have a second? Okay.
All in favor?
Then, yeah. We have a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Fantastic. You have a due pass.
Okay, and are we now at the final item? Adjournment?
Yes, Chair Stelzner, I believe so.
I think I can handle that one.
All right.
We are adjourned. Thank you very much. That was, gosh.
I know. Record time.
Yeah.
I like these meetings, Mr. Chairman. You run a tight ship.
Well, Cristobal, I was hoping for a free lunch from the Rhodey Law Firm, but I guess not. All I get is a glass of water.
That's all he gets today. And I forewarned him that's all he was getting today. So, thank you.
No little Hershey's Kisses or anything in the office?
No, in fact, I went scrounging around and could not find a thing. Yeah, so, sorry.
All right.
Next time I'll make it
Well,
up.
I do have a question. I realize we're adjourned, right? But this is an informal question that I'd like to ask. I will be going on inactive status before our next meeting, certainly. Does that make any difference in terms of my serving on this committee?
Chair Stelzner, I believe we looked at this before and I want to confirm, but my recollection is that there are no qualifications
Right.
required for members of this committee.
No
And-
question.
Which is precisely why he's on this committee, right?
Right.
I was going to make that a more universal statement.
You can.
And that's my recollection too.
Okay.
Because I was looking at going inactive at the end of the year, and I think I actually asked it last
Yeah,
year. So,
yeah, I'm looking at it. There's nothing. You don't have to be a current member or a former member of the bar.
Okay,
You just have to be either appointed by one of the constituent parties or by selection of those who are appointed by the constituent parties.
yeah. Just for everybody's enlightenment, the reason I have to do this is because the Chief Judge of Second Judicial keeps appointing me to mediations and arbitrations. And I keep telling her I'm retired, I'm 90 billion years old. She says I have to go inactive for her not to appoint me.
Really?
Yeah.
I will note that is not a 100% guarantee. We have still used Judge Lynch for mediations, even though he's no longer active.
Well, as far as keeping the Chief Judge of Second Judicial off my back, it appears to be 100% guaranteed.
Oh, best of luck to
Anyway.
you.
Okay, we are now officially adjourned.